Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. So today I thought I would share with you some fragrances that, to be quite honest, if I was a gatekeeper, I would not be sharing these with you. I would not have shouted from the rooftops about these. I filmed this video over on my TikTok and you guys loved it. It did really well and I shared 3 fragrances in that video, so I thought I would share some more fragrances that I just would never tell anybody about if I were so inclined. You guys know I am the furthest thing from a gatekeeper. If I find something amazing, you know that you're going to be the first to know about it. It's what I'm here for. I'm only going to be including one of the fragrances that I included in the TikTok just because it is such an obvious one. But if you want to watch the TikTok, I'll include it in the description box below for you guys. Okay, let's start off with the extremely obvious one, and it is La Perla Possibilities. You guys know if I was a gatekeeper, I wouldn't tell anyone about this. It is, quite frankly, one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. I love it so much. I rave about it constantly. I really did let the cat out of the bag with this one. I feel like I put everyone and their mother onto this fragrance. I just love it so much. I know you guys message me all the time because it is sold out everywhere, but they do refill bottles. So if you did already have a bottle, you can buy refill bottles and they are available. But La Perla Possibilities, this to me is just one of the most seductive fragrances I've ever experienced, and it makes me feel so womanly. It is a gorgeous, big, intoxicating, ambery floral, basically. It's got rose, orange blossom, Petalia. It's got this sort of like slight fruitiness in the opening. It's got this blackcurrant note. It's only slight though, and it's got a pink pepper note. It's got like a hint of spiciness. It's just so intoxicating. It leaves the biggest scent trail. It lasts so incredibly long on your skin, on your clothes. I just love this fragrance. You've heard me rave about this a million times, so I won't stick on this one for too long, but if you want a date night fragrance, this is an amazing one. Next up is Amouage Opus 14 Royal Tobacco. This is quite frankly one of the best tobacco fragrances available. And not even just in my experience, this is one of the best on the market, hands down. It is incredible. Amouage is obviously an absolutely stunning brand, the height of luxury. This fragrance focuses in on a mix of tobacco absolute and royal frankincense. The frankincense is an ode to the Omani heritage of Amouage, and the mix of tobacco and frankincense is incredible. This is a dark fragrance. It's slightly resinous, it's smoky, but it has this sort of freshness to it. It's got a licorice note, and you really get that. The licorice comes through, but then the licorice and anise add this sort of freshness to the fragrance. It has an ever so slight hint of sweetness. This to me is completely unisex, maybe leaning slightly masculine, but I love wearing this. When I'm feeling dark, sophisticated, put together, when I'm dressed up to the nines, this is one that I just love reaching for, and it's going to be amazing in cooler weather as well. If you haven't tried this and you like tobacco fragrances, definitely give this a try. It is absolutely 10 out of 10. Next up is one that I have actually unintentionally gate-kept a little bit. It's one that I've gone through a sample of and I've absolutely loved it, and I've finally got a bottle of it. So this bottle is new to my collection, but it is Histoire de Parfum Noir Patchouli. Is it? Yes, I always want to call this Patchouli Noir. It's Noir Patchouli. And you guys know, if you watch me regularly, that patchouli is a note that historically I've struggled with a little bit, but recently, over the past few months or so, I have really gotten into patchouli as a note. I love the way over time your nose just evolves and you're drawn to different fragrances. I find that so interesting, but recently I've been loving patchouli and I've been on a quest to find a staple sort of patchouli fragrance for me, one that I could see myself wearing a lot, and this one is that. I love this so much. The clue is in the name, Noir Patchouli. This is a dark patchouli fragrance, but it's not sort of too earthy or anything. It has patchouli in the top, mid and the base notes. so the patchouli is very prominent. It's also got this sort of leathery quality to it. Not overly leathery though, just this sort of like, it's a touch. It's rounded out by some florals and some spices, but it is very much a patchouli fragrance. I find this to be so chic, so sophisticated, a little mysterious as well. It does have that darkness to it. This is so perfect for an evening if you're dressed in all black. I always gravitate towards fragrances like this when I'm dressed in all black. I just think that this type of fragrance suits that vibe so well. I will be reaching for this so much in the autumn and winter as well. If you are a fan of patchouli, definitely check this one out if you haven't already. I've also been loving 1740 Marquis de Sade by Histoire de Parfum. It's incredible. I've mentioned that over on my TikTok and my Instagram, but I absolutely love them both, but I do think that this one is more wearable. But if you haven't checked this out and you enjoy patchouli, this is incredible. This next one is another one that is newer to my collection. I've mentioned it on TikTok, I've mentioned it on Instagram, but not on YouTube yet, and guys, it is so incredible. It is Serge Lutens Fille de Joie. So this is just the most incredible big floral fragrance. If you enjoy floral fragrances, you need to try this. This is a very realistic night blooming jasmine and ylang ylang. It is such a big floral. It's intoxicating. It smells like you're in a garden at night time, but you do get that indolic feel of the jasmine. It has this slightly sort of animalic, almost like dirty feel, and you really get that in the dry down, so you do have to be a fan of those types of fragrances to enjoy this. But if you do, oh my word, this is exquisite. And the jasmine and the ylang ylang in this fragrance are soaked in honey, but the honey is, I mentioned this on TikTok and I feel like I'm repeating myself, but the honey kind of reminds me of honeycomb. It has this very sort of natural feel. It's not overly sweet. It's a bit musky as well, and this fragrance to me brings to mind old Hollywood glam. It smells like what I would imagine an old Hollywood film star to smell like. Again, I feel like I'm just saying exactly what I did on TikTok about this, but that is what this fragrance brings to mind for me. It is so glamorous, it is so feminine. If you enjoy big floral fragrances, you need to try this. It is so seductive, it is so sensual. I love it. Next is one from Xerjoff. To be honest, if I were a gatekeeper, I would gatekeep my entire Xerjoff collection because it is one of my favourite brands. Their fragrances are absolutely exquisite. I mean, masterpiece after masterpiece. I love them so much, but one that I think is particularly special. I can't really choose with my Xerjoffs because they're all special, but one that I just absolutely adore from them is the Tony Iommi collab. I think Tony Iommi did such an amazing job with this fragrance. It is so incredibly refined yet naughty. It smells like a rock star and I love it so much. It's so dark and so it's very mysterious but so sophisticated at the same time. It's a gorgeous sort of boozy, leathery, woody fragrance. There's a lot going on in here. It's very complex. So you have a rum note which gives it that boozy quality, and it's got some passion fruit, and mixed with the rum it gives it this sort of sticky sort of feeling, which is really nice. And there's leather in here, like I said. The leather isn't too dark though. It's got a resinous feel to it. It's got patchouli, it's got a woodiness, it's got tonka bean, it's got vanilla, oh, it's got caramel as well. It has this gorgeous sort of caramelly sweetness, not overly sweet again, but just this kind of addictive sweetness which mixes with the rum and the passion fruit and the leather, and it is just exquisite. This to me again is either an autumn winter fragrance or an evening fragrance. It's very dark, it's very sort of put together, it's so mysterious though, and it does have this sort of hint of naughtiness, and I think it's coming from that boozy quality. It just smells like you're on a night out, but a very, very high-end night out with a rock star. Maybe you are the rock star, who knows. This is incredible though. If you haven't checked it out, you need to. Let me know if you'd like me to film a part 2, because there are a few more fragrances that I would definitely gatekeep from my collection. If you have any fragrances that you are gatekeeping, I want you to leave me a comment and just let me know what they are. Just let me know, I want to know. Or just let me know what your favourite fragrance is that you would gatekeep if you were a gatekeeper. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up as always if you did, and hopefully I will catch you in my next video. Bye!